The people you trust most are quietly praying for your failure. It sounds like a conspiracy, but it's actually a cold biological trap that keeps 99% of people stagnant and miserable. It's called the crab mentality. And if you don't recognize the signs right now, your own circle will destroy your future before it even starts. You have felt it before. You share a new business idea, a fitness goal, or a personal breakthrough, and instead of genuine excitement, you are met with a subtle reality check, a sarcastic comment, or a sudden change in subject. You think they are protecting you, but in reality, they are protecting themselves from the crushing weight of their own mediocrity. You are a mirror that reflects everything they haven't achieved, and to stop the pain of looking at that mirror, they must break it. They must pull you back into the bucket. If you feel like you are being held back by an invisible force, if you feel guilty for outgrowing your circle, or if you feel a strange resistance every time you try to level up, you are being targeted by a group survival mechanism that values uniformity over excellence. Today, we dismantle the bucket. We expose the dark psychology of social sabotage and give you the forensic tools to escape the grip of those who are pulling you down under the guise of caring for you. To understand why your circle is sabotaging you, we must look at the crabs in a bucket syndrome. When a single crab is placed in a bucket, it can easily climb out and find freedom. But when the bucket is full of crabs, the moment one reaches the rim, the others reach up and pull it back down to the bottom. They would rather all die in the bucket together than see one individual escape. This is mimetic rivalry in its purest form. In human terms, your progress creates a massive psychological threat called relative deprivation. Your success doesn't just change your life. It recalibrates the status of everyone around you. If you were all equal in the bucket and you suddenly climb out, their position relative to you drops instantly. They feel less than, simply because you became more. To resolve this intense internal pain, the group has two choices. They can work harder to climb out with you, which is difficult and painful, or they can simply pull you back down, which is easy and instant. Most people will choose the easy path of sabotage every single time because human psychology is wired for status preservation over collective growth. This sabotage operates through three sophisticated psychological layers that you must learn to identify with clinical precision. First is the reality check sabotage. This is the most dangerous form because it is disguised as wisdom. When you announce a big move, the group doesn't attack you directly. Instead, they provide logical reasons why you will fail. They mention the economy, your lack of experience, or someone they knew who tried the same thing and lost everything. This is a projection of their own fear. They aren't analyzing your potential. They are analyzing their own limitations and labeling them as yours. They use your safety as a weapon to keep you stagnant. If you stay in the bucket, you are safe and realistic. If you climb, you are risky and delusional. They want you to stay small so they don't have to feel small. Second is the guilt of changing. As you begin to succeed, the group will start using phrases like, "You've changed," or "You're forgetting where you came from," or "You think you're better than us now." This is a high-level manipulation tactic designed to trigger your evolutionary need for belonging. For thousands of years, being expelled from the tribe meant death. The crabs know this instinctively. By accusing you of changing, they are threatening you with social exile. They are trying to make your success feel like a betrayal of your roots. They want you to believe that loyalty to the group requires you to remain as miserable and stagnant as they are. True growth requires change, but to the crab, change is an act of aggression. Third is the passive-aggressive erasure. This is the silence when you share a win. It's the forgetting to invite you to things once you start doing well. It's the subtle eye roll when you talk about your progress. This is social undermining. The goal is to make your success feel lonely and unrewarding. If they can't pull you down physically, they will attempt to starve you of the social validation you need to keep going. They want to associate your growth with isolation and your stagnation with fun and community. They are essentially training you like a lab rat to stop succeeding so you can be part of the group again. In many families, there is a set point of success. If you exceed the income, the education, or the status of your parents or siblings, you disrupt the family hierarchy. They don't see your success as a win for the family. they see it as a critique of their lives. They will use tradition or family duty as the claws that pull you back. They will guilt-trip you into spending your time and resources on their self-created crises to ensure you don't have the energy to continue your ascent. They want you to be the same old you because the new you makes their choices look like failures. Friendship groups are often built on shared misery. You bond over complaining about the boss, the lack of money, or the bad dating pool. When you stop complaining and start winning, you break the contract of the group. You're no longer one of them. Your presence becomes an irritant. They will try to pull you back into old habits, the late-night drinking, the aimless complaining, the low-effort hobbies, to reset you to their level. They don't hate you. They hate the fact that your progress proves that they could also progress if they tried, and they aren't ready to face that truth. In the workplace, this is known as horizontal hostility. Your peers will sabotage your project or withhold information not because it helps the company, but because it prevents you from being promoted over them. They would rather the whole department underperform than see you become the standout leader. This is the tall poppy syndrome, cutting down the one who stands out so the rest of the field looks even. If you allow the crabs to win, you develop a psychological condition called self-censorship of success. You start to dim your light before you even enter the room. You stop talking about your wins. You downplay your achievements. You deliberately underperform so you don't upset people. This leads to a life of quiet desperation where you are living at a fraction of your potential, just to keep the people at the bottom of the bucket comfortable. You are sacrificing your destiny to protect the feelings of people who wouldn't spend a day in the sun with you if they had the chance. You cannot convince the crabs to let you go. You cannot save them while you are still inside the bucket. You must execute a cold, clinical escape. Start with an information diet. Stop sharing your big goals with small minds. If they don't know you're climbing, they can't reach up to pull you down. Share your progress only with people who are already outside the bucket or those who are actively climbing higher than you. Keep your crab circle focused on safe, low-status topics. Protect your vision like it's a high-value asset, because it is. Then perform a moral reframing. You must accept that outgrowing people is a moral necessity, not a betrayal. If you stay small to keep them comfortable, you are failing your own potential and the people you could have helped if you had reached the top. Loyalty to a stagnant group is a slow form of suicide. Reframe your guilt as growing pains. The people who truly love you will be inspired by your climb. The ones who only loved your stagnation were never your friends to begin with. Finally, find a new bucket. The only way to stay out is to find a group of climbers. You need a social circle where success is the norm, not the exception. In a bucket of climbers, when one reaches the rim, the others push them up and reach for their hand. You need to change your environment until your ambition is no longer weird or delusional, but the standard. You are not a crab. You were not born to die in a bucket of resentment and shared misery. You were born to see the horizon. It is time to stop letting the claws of the past dictate the height of your future. Climb out, stay out, and never look back. If this video helped you identify who is pulling you down and gave you the courage to keep climbing, hit that subscribe button right now. We are building a community of people who refuse to stay in the bucket. And if you felt the claws of the crabs in your own life, comment below and tell me, what is the one dream you stopped sharing to keep others comfortable? It's time to speak it back into existence. Let's climb together.